I've had a few internet issues. We just changed provider. Oh, here we are. Great. Okay, so I believe we're now live in the group. Very exciting. Okay, so I'm just going to flick onto the group to make sure we're live here right now at 7 o'clock UK time. So just bear with me. I like to just get all this organised before we get cracking on with this workshop tonight. Okay. Yeah, I am live. That's awesome. Yeah, fantastic. So today I'm just going to flick the screen up because I find it very distracting looking at myself on the screen. Welcome to this workshop tonight, everybody. It is all about content, and this is one thing that a lot of coaches get stuck on, but I'm just going to make sure everything's working. We've got the audios on, we've got the video. Okay, so if you're here live, I would love you just comment live below so I can see who's live with me now. Comment live. A lot of you come to the replay. I've had about 65 people say they're interested in this topic, and a lot of you may not be able to make it tonight. So comment below replay if you're watching the replay, and comment below live if you're watching the live. Okay, fantastic. Right, so literally, and just comment if you've got any issues. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Making sure the volume's up. Fantastic. Okay, we have to do these things at the front, at the start of workshops, because you know, it's just making sure everything's working. Okay, so basically it's a bit of an awesome week this week. I've started my beta premium lightning launch, and welcome to you guys who've joined. We're going to have 6 months of an awesome journey taking you from where you are now. And I've kept the group really small so we can really focus on you and really focus on where you are. So welcome to those of you who've joined the beta premium lightning launch. This is a 6-month program. Last year, I realized there was literally just a few things where coaches were getting stuck on getting results. So this time it's twice as long. We've got 6 months, and I'm including all the software, the tools, the organic automation, the content. Everything is in a box. So there's going to be no reason why we can't really crush through our 10K months. So having said that, we've got one place, which I'll talk about later. Somebody has dropped out. So I will talk about that at the end of this workshop if any of you are interested. But this workshop's about content. So let's get back to track. And literally what we're going to talk about today is how to create enough content and get it in the bag so that we're not waking up on a regular basis thinking, what on earth can I post today? That's the worst feeling in the world, when we literally have no idea what we're posting and what's going to work, what's going to get the engagement online, what's going to get us the leads that we need, because the leads are the lifeblood of our business. So what we're going to do is really just go on to a few slides. I'm going to take you through a process that I take my clients through, give some really good golden nuggets so you can get a feeling of how to create endless content for your own niches. Okay, and we're going to basically do it in 3 steps. It's basically a 3-step process that I'm going to follow, and you can mimic it into your own business. Because I don't know about you, just comment below if you've got difficulties in creating content. Just comment below difficult if you find it difficult to actually create endless content. Online marketing is all about content, where there's video 2 steps. Just comment below difficult. Okay, great. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to flick onto some slides and share the screen. Okay, so share the screen. Right, so you can see my screen. Just comment below if you've got any issues seeing my screen. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to just go scroll to the top. So we're going to be covering the 3 hacks. I really hope you get value from this. So it's really covering the 3 hacks to create endless content ideas so you're never stuck on what to post on social media. And it was one of my biggest sticking points. I must admit, I literally, at one point I thought, God, if they literally shut Facebook down tomorrow, I wouldn't be upset, because I struggled so much with this. I was so nervous every time I posted, literally biting my fingernails thinking, is it going to get anywhere? Is it going to get any engagement? I know how it feels if you're in that situation. We do get over ourselves. We learn the ways of making our life easy. So if you are struggling to create content, this is definitely for you. And on this training, you're going to discover the very first thing you need to do to get those creative juices flowing, so you just don't freeze when you think of content to post. Okay, I see so many coaches putting content out there that is not going to generate leads. It's not going to pull out the leads and the prospects out of their market. So this will allow you to do this. So I'm going to cover the very first thing you need to do. to get those creative juices flowing. And also I'm going to show you the 3 actions that 80% of coaches do not take on a consistent basis. And if they don't do these consistent actions, it means that their content isn't pushed out by the Facebook algorithm. What we want is to really tick all Facebook's, boxes, and Facebook allows us to actually get our content seen. And if you stay around, I am giving a free gift, because at the end of the day, content is copy and headlines are so important. They're such a crucial part of this. So I am gifting my headline killer copy guide. So if you'd like that, stay around to the end and I'll be gifting that out. So literally that is one of the keys. The headlines are going to be the thing that stops people stopping the scroll. If we haven't got a good headline, we do not have our prospects permission to move on to the next, bit of content. But what we're trying to do here, guys, is get the content out there so that Facebook allows us to get the engagement. Now, I'm getting this on a regular basis, a notification from Facebook saying your visibility has increased for 49 days in a row. And I've just had another one. Here we are. Where is it? Your visibility has increased by 57 days in a row. This is what we're looking for. We want to tick all the boxes. Now, I've done workshops on this, and I'm going to touch on this as well, how to get messages like this off Facebook. We're ticking all the right boxes. We're doing what they want us to do. And Facebook wants us to use our profiles for business now. It never used to be that way. They're allowing us to use our Facebook profiles for business. We can turn it into a professional mode. They used to be a bit of a stickler on that before. All changed. So one thing, right, so we're going to move on to step 1. Okay, so step 1, I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, okay. Just bear with me. Okay, so step one is the very first thing you need to do is to get the creative juices flowing so you don't freeze. What do you need to do? Well, the very first thing is we need to map out our 0 to hero transformation. So it's almost like at the very start, our clients are coming on board and they really are, in a bad way. They're not getting whatever niche you're in, relationship, business, health, they're not where they want to be. So they're coming onto your program, your coaching, to actually get to the hero situation. And along the way, they're going to have all these little mini steps, which you have mapped out, and kind of how you're going to get them from this position they're in to where they want to be. And quite often we go through our own transformation and we forget what it's like to be at the very beginning. So we have to map out that process really, really carefully, achieve one little step at a time. So we build the pillars of our business, of our program. Okay, so we get the pillars, and then under the pillars, we've got all the little steps that our clients have to go through. So it's 0 to hero. So what we're doing here is we are really building the individual steps within inside those pillars. And I'm going to show you my particular niche and my business so it really becomes clear in a minute. But once we've done that, once we've got all these little mini transformations along the way, we then want to decide which steps are the most sexiest, which steps are the bits that our audience wants to hear about. Some of the steps might be really boring and it's what they need, but it's not what they actually want, but they have to do it. There's not going to be every step of the way that people want to do, they're all excited about. There's going to be little golden nuggets that really, really excite them. So we're going to literally pull out what we call those demand triggers. So I liken it to having a look at this magazine here. Okay, we've got some guys obviously worked out in the gym, and you see that on a magazine shelf, and you look at all the angles around that guy. We've got build more muscle in 6 weeks, get fit in your 50s, stretches to power recovery. So our audience, various parts of our audience, it's going to resonate with different messages. Somebody really might want the muscle. Okay, gain muscle in 6 weeks, super fast. That might just get one bit of audience. The other portion of the audience really might want to get fit in the 50s. Maybe they're over 50 and they really resonate with that particular demand trigger. All around, we've got different demand triggers because that magazine has to sell. It's on the shelf. We spent a lot of money getting there. So it has to sell. So it's got to appeal to all markets. So you need to find the demand triggers in your niche. And that's research, getting on the phone, doing the research, finding out what your competitors are doing, testing in the marketplace, organic testing, maybe even on the ads platform, if you've got money to spare to test, to see what works, what gets attention, what resonates. I know what demand triggers are in my market purely because I've been in it a long time, and I work with lots of coaches, and I know where they get stuck, and I know where the pain points are, and I know what triggers them. Okay, so you need to map out these pillars, put the steps underneath, like you know these pillars, which I'm going to come on to. Then you need to like look at the demand triggers within that niche, within your niche, along those pillars, if that makes sense. So then we're going to pull out the sexiest parts of the program for content. Now I'm going to come on to mine because it really helps to see an example of this in action, because it can seem a bit vague. And along the way, even though we understand the concept, sometimes it's quite hard to actually implement it into our own business. We can learn the tactics, but when it actually comes down to sitting down and do it for our own business, we can get a little bit stuck along the way. And that is why my premium program exists, so that we handhold you every step of the way, so you're not staying stuck on your own. So what we do is we pull out the sexiest part of the program. Okay, just comment below value if you're getting value from this. Comment below value. Awesome. Okay, so what this actually gives you, it gives you clarity. When you actually map out the program, you find out the sexiest parts, you know the demand triggers. We have a very specific way of doing this. It's not just random. We're not just writing on scraps of paper. We have a very, very strategic system. But what it does give you is clarity. It gives you clarity on what you actually do, because that's the hardest part in the coaching space. What do I actually do? Who am I trying to serve? And what result do I want to get my clients? Because we know we can help a lot of people with a lot of things, but it gives you clarity, which is so important. And it gives you that clear framework for prospects to actually understand what you do. Because this is one of the biggest reasons people don't buy, is because they don't know what you do. They're not sure about what you do. So it gives you that clear framework, and it enables you to create engaging content around your program. So it's all about that engaging content. We need to know what's going to get the engagement in our niche. So this is mine. I'll see if I can enlarge it a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's probably a bit better, isn't it? So this is mine. Okay, people come to me at various stages, really. They come to me and they think they've got their offer dialed in, they think they've got the niche, they think they've got the marketing, but in actual fact, when we actually unfold it and unpack it, it's not quite the case. But there's others, people who've got it more dialed in, but they really struggle to build the group. You know, they struggle with things like getting lead gen, getting engagement. There's different problems along my journey with my clients. So the very thing, I'm going to show you this. So I want you to imagine this is yours and like plug in what your pillars are. So I've really got like 4 pillars to my program. And the very first one, so you think of this for your own niche as I take you through it, because you'll be like mapping out in your mind what your pillars are. If you've done this already, fantastic. Okay, fantastic. But I'm telling you now, we need to fine tune this all the time because things change and we get better with time. So we don't ever want to just leave this. Every 3 months, we want to come back to this and relook at our framework and where we can improve. But let's just take you through mine. Okay. The very first one is we look at the niche. We look at your 10K a month niche and viral offer and framework. So we decide, you decide, and we choose a niche that's going to pay. We choose a niche where there's plenty of clients with a pain and they're willing to part with money to solve that pain. And we look at a viral offer and we stack value and we look at what resonates and we test it. We look at a viral power offer and we build out the framework of your program. And even if I find clients, even after they've done all this, they come to me and just a few small tweaks can mean the difference between like huge success and no success at all. So even if you've got all this mapped out and you're not getting a success, it could just be a few small tweaks. So under each, that's one pillar. And under that pillar, I've got my marketing statement roadmap, viral offer and sales pitch, and irresistible program framework. So really that's the foundation. And the audience, I really should add there. The audience is really important, who we add. The second framework, so think about yours. Okay, think about what your second pillar is in your framework to your program. Mine is the organic foundations. I do run ads as well, but we're starting off with organic foundations because that's where we can test without any money burnt. Okay, we're not going to burn any money on the ads platform. We've not really qualified anything. We've not really tested. and validated. So the second pillar is we cover all the organic foundations. We either launch the group or we optimize the group if you've got one already. We put in systems into your business, including automation, organic automation, which speeds things up hugely, means you're not stuck at your desk for 5 hours a day, just speeds it up hugely, builds the audience fast, builds your group fast, and you don't need a VA at this point at all. You can do it all on your own. So we build in that organic automation, build in the systems so that when people come to me, they get their own little agency account, they've got all the content in there, they've got the software tools, you don't need ClickFunnels, Calendly, you don't need MailChimp or Aweber. We put the systems into your business, and then we build clarity pieces, okay, making it really clear how your audience, how you can serve your audience. So that's my second pillar. So have a think of your own. And when you come off this workshop, maybe just map out yours, even if you've done it already. Make sure you've got really compelling pillars, because it's all about enticing people into your programs. The third one to mine is we then build the audience organically. We then fine tune it down to 30 minutes a day. So we optimize the organic automation. We create all the content for 3 months in 60 minutes. Okay, and then we duplicate. So we've got content for a good 6 months. So we're not going to be waking up every day thinking what I'm going to post. It's all pre-done. So we work on our content creation and we look at all KPIs, which are key performance indicators, and KPAs, what key performance actions do we have to take from where we are now, going to get us all the results we want. So think about your third pillar. You might have 5 pillars, you might have 3 pillars, but what we're trying to do is just really break it down into bite-sized chunks, how we get them from, where am I now? How we get them from 0 to hero. I don't know where I got that expression, but I do love that, 0 to hero. So the fourth pillar is really, once we've got all that nailed, we've got all the organic foundations in, organic automation, all the systems in place, all the content created for a very long period of time, all your offers created, your sales pitches, your groups optimized. We then scale up to 10K consistent months. So we look at budget ads because they really accelerate your growth. It's so much easier to sell when you're seen in front of your audience all the time. $2 a day, up to $5 a day. Enough to get yourself seen more and more and more online by your warm audience. We look at DM conversations, okay, because having conversations in Messenger is quite a key part, but I like to soften the load of DM conversations by using the budget ads because it's an easier sell, okay, because people are seeing you more often. Then we look at the sales calls, the high ticket closing, because obviously if we can't close anyone, we're not going to make any sales and there will be no business. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so just comment below value, or, if you're following this, is this above your head or is this kind of the level that is good for you guys out there? Because now I'm just going to take you really how we then create all this content, because you're probably wondering, well, how do we take that content? So what we then do is we look at different angles. Just like I talked about the angles, we look at the systems involved with certain steps in our program. We look at the systems, the process, the issues that people are having and they can't get the result they're looking for. We look at testimonials and we look at sales pitches, promotions, and we look at our audience's objections and false beliefs. Okay, I call it spitzo because we're spitting out content, and we literally, these are our angles we're coming from. So remember the demand triggers? We use these as creating demand triggers in our market. Okay, so I'll just go through one example. I could say, this is off the top of my head, I know that people find it really hard to build Facebook groups, okay, consistently. So I could put a bit of content out there, how to build your group by 50 members a week in only 30 minutes a day. Okay, great headline, very specific, and in a timeline, 30 minutes a day. So you get the picture. That's a sexy bit of content that people would turn up to a workshop to watch. That's a sexy bit of content where people would raise their hand and say, yes, please, I would like that. So what we're trying to do is pick out the sexiest bits, create really compelling headlines. That's why I'm gifting that headline PDF to you, so you can go through it. And, there's a couple of resources I'm giving out today, but we pick out the great bits of our content. Now, how does this all come together? Well, it can seem a bit overwhelming, and it can seem, but we have a system that we can create this content without the overwhelm. So when people come into my premium program, we look at setting the calendar. So we have a calendar here, and we look at every day what we're going to do on a personal profile. So the page is the personal profile, what we're going to do for emails, what we're going to do with the group, what content we're going to post in our group, and also what budget ads we're going to run. So I've got a very specific outline of how I create this process. So I know every day what I'm posting. So when we see a beige, that's my personal profile. I've already created the content. The emails below, so I've already created the content. I've already created the emails coming up to events, power emails, power offer emails, event emails, other emails talking about my system, the process, the issues. All the emails are pre-generated. All the posts are pre-generated for the group and for the personal profile. And all the ads are pre-generated. Okay, so we kind of rotate them around. So basically, when people, what you've got to have is a system where you know exactly what you're going to post every day. You know what emails you're sending out. They're all scheduled to run. And all this content is done up front. Okay, because if you're trying to create it as you go along, it becomes a headache. There is no consistency. You haven't thought forward. What am I going to cover in the next 3 months? So we plan forward, and then we start creating content back from there. So it's a very specific system. It makes our life really, really easy. So basically, we map out our program. Okay, all the top is the pillars and the steps, and then we create all the what we call the spit system, the sales, the process, the issues, testimonials, and we create different angles around that. So it's all done in a very, very systematic way. So if you're out there, just comment below if you're finding, just put a problem with content. If you're finding you've got a problem with your content and you're struggling, just comment below. And also, you've got any questions, please just ask. I will be coming in the group afterwards. I find it hard to sort of actually answer the comments being live. So I'll be coming in afterwards. So what we want to do is literally do that, but also just make sure you map out all this content, and it's a very strategic plan. We're looking forward, and we do it in a very specific way. You know, we're building momentum up to events. We've kind of got a bucket full of people interested in what we do. Okay, so I'm just going to stop sharing the screen because, you know, I don't want to just share the screen and then you don't see, because this bit is quite easy. So I'd rather sort of be seen face to face with this, because this stuff, I've run workshops in this before. Okay. So basically what we need to do next, we need to then, we've got all this content, we've got it flowing, we've got headlines, we've got all the content created, the emails leading up to events, the content we're going to post everywhere. But then that content is no good if we don't do the second thing. Okay. The second thing is really, really following what Facebook wants us to do. And that is 3 things. Facebook wants us to do 3 things to get the engagement. First thing I've just covered, put great content out there. Okay, fantastic content. The second thing is have messenger conversations with all the leads that you're generating. Have those conversations and get the conversation flowing, because Facebook will then say, Elaine's interacting with all these people and they're commenting back. Therefore, when Elaine posts again, her content is worthy of being seen by these people. But also we want to be able to like, comment, love on our friends' posts. So a combination of these 3 things, content, messenger, and reciprocation, we have the algorithm going crazy. And it takes a little while. Okay, it does take a little while, but once it starts to hit, once you start getting the right content and you've got the right audience on your profile and you do all these other things, it kicks in for you. I will say one thing though, doing it manually is really quite hard work. It's very time consuming, very draining. And I used to do it myself, but now I do use my organic automation, which does an awful lot. It doesn't just do what I've just said. It does so many more things which make organic marketing really light work. So basically, you know, if you're an efficient business owner, you really need to be looking at putting on organic automation into your business, because it's just so draining doing it manually. So really, that is content creation. And I just want to know if this has given you some ideas, because when I first started my coaching business, I had no idea how to create content. We've now got it down to a fine art, and in the premium program, we do actually give all the templates for all the content, and all you actually need to do is plug and play. And we schedule it going forward, and we map it into that calendar that you've just seen, and we map exactly what you're doing every single day for your niche. So let me just share the screen one more time. Okay, so I've covered all that. Okay, so if you do want the killer copy headlines, please just comment headline copy below, and I will reach out and get you that. Okay, I'll reach out. But also we're gifting 100+ like headline hooks. So you can also have the 100+ headline hooks, which gives you like that starting point when you're going to post something. It's like, how do I start with? What headline shall I use? So we'll give you those as well. So you not only have the headline killer copy guide, but you'll also have the 100+ little hooks, so it makes your life easier when you're going on social media. Okay, so all I really want to say, guys, is basically we start in our beta premium lightning launch. We started it today. We had the introduction, and thank you for all those guys. We've got a small group which I'm nurturing, okay, throughout the next 6 months. I'm gifting them everything. They've got the organic automation software. That alone costs $197 a month. It's in with the course. It's gifted on the 6 months, because this is the first premium I've done where I've actually given everything. They're going to get the little agency portal. They're going to get all the content. They're going to get the landing page software. They don't need ClickFunnels, so it's all in there. They can even have their courses. If you've got courses in Kajabi or Kartra, they can put it into there, so they can save themselves money on Kajabi and Kartra. And it's all starting literally next Tuesday. So I'm really, really excited about that. But I do have the one place. Somebody has cancelled. If you are interested in taking that place, I'm keeping the group small on this one, because I'm hand-holding and I want individual attention with each and every person, taking them from the beginning, or but also working from where they are. We're going to just see where they are right now, look at their assets, but I'm also going to start at the beginning to make sure their offer's in place correctly, the marketing message is right. So if you are interested, that is $297 a month for 6 months, $297. But the tools and the software alone are actually $397. So you're actually saving money on this beta program. Okay, there's only one place, but you're saving money on this beta program. So, but not only that, you get 6 months of training. We're jumping on twice a week. You get trainings every week, Q&A every week, very small group, and you will get the content portal, like with all the trainings in. So you get your agency account with everything in, you'll get all the trainings in a portal, you get the premium Facebook group, and you get all that software. So bit of a no-brainer, but there's only one place. I'm only taking one more on. The intro was today. So if you literally get in sort of in the next couple of days, the place is yours. But for those of you not interested, that's absolutely fine. If you don't feel ready, no pressure at all. It's only for those who are really, really wanting to work at it, really get results, and they're fed up of trying to work it all out on their own. So you get all the tech and the content. So that really is it today, guys. What I will say though, if you don't feel ready now, that's absolutely fine, really. But we have to invest in ourselves to get anywhere. But I will really want people working at this. So if you feel ready for the next round, just comment next round, and I will literally let you know when that's coming on. But it won't be including the organic software this time. That's not going to happen again. That's $197 on this beta. It won't happen again. But if you're interested in the next round, I can reach out to you when we're ready for that next round. But just be aware, you'll get everything but apart from the organic automation. That will be something you'll have to go and buy separately. Okay, so only these lucky few have got it. Otherwise, we've got the $17 a month program. You've got lots of resources in there. We still have 6 calls every week. And just to let you know, for those guys in the $17 a month program who are watching the replay, please note that the lives are now on Zoom on Friday, because we want to meet each other. I kind of thought the feedback was that in the $17 a month group that people really wanted to be live and interacting with each other and with me. And we're going to get so much more value out of that. So just remember, tomorrow on the Q&A, we are live. Okay, we are live on Zoom. And in the $17 a month group, I put a big link there, really pinned to the top of the $17 a month group to say what the link is. So really see you at 2 o'clock. We meet every week now on Zoom at 2 o'clock in the $17 a month group. So please ask your questions in there. That's what you pay for. Make sure you ask your questions before 2 o'clock tomorrow. I shut it at 12 noon now, actually. So just ask your questions in there. So anyway, guys, if you found all this useful, please comment below value, and it really helps motivate me to know I'm doing a good job. And also, if you've got anything that you really get stuck on, please feel free, just ask the question. You know, nobody's going to bite your head off. This is a safe place. So ask the question. Okay, guys, that's it for today. And I'll love you and leave you, and have an awesome evening. All right, take care.